Welcome to the month of December. It is the last of 2020, and I'm so excited to share a special series with you of Indigo Living's On the Couch series of authors, women that we're celebrating that have special books out that have launched in 2020. And of course, we're kicking off the month with our friend of the band, Nasreen. You know her from Harf Noon Design Studio, and this week we're celebrating her first coffee table book. She's going to be joining me on the couch, or I'd like to say couch, but it's now a table of 2020. She's going to chat about how she started her career in interior design and, of course, how she came up with the book celebrating incredible entrepreneurs based in the region. What you'll find in the book is 15 incredible different homes, styles, inspiration notes, and of course, she's going to share with you on today's episode how you can design on a budget. We have so much to talk about. Get ready to welcome Nasreen. Welcome, Nasreen. I'm so excited to have you on my show because we're always in Indigo Living together. You're a part of the family as well.
Absolutely. Friend of the brand.
Friend of the brand. I think when I told a lot of people that you're coming on the show, everyone knows you for your iconic social media handle, Harf Noon Designs, Interior Design Studio. Tell us, well, how did it all start? Because I always think that anyone, including myself, when you tell your family that you want to go into anything in the creative field, they ask you 20 times, is this what you want to do for your career?
True.
Let's start with your journey. When did you know you had a passion for interior design?
Okay, so I graduated with a bachelor's degree in graphic design and I did my master's in quality management. But somewhere along the way, while doing my design in graphics and online graphics and motion graphics, I started tapping into interiors and design and decorating and styling. And so it started with doing my own house and houses of friends and family. And then friends of friends started asking me, and I'm like, okay, this is something where it seems like there is a need for budget-friendly interior design studios in Dubai that are like a boutique studio. And hence, I was like, okay, I had that eureka moment. I'm gonna, just started officially. I got a trade license and started with a team and so on.
I love that you said that keyword budget friendly because I feel like in this part of the world, especially in Dubai, it's a very transient city.
Absolutely.
And people are coming here on work and contracts and they might not want to invest in super
big
expensive, budgets, but they still want a beautiful place that they call their home, their sanctuary, a place they can entertain. So you actually found your niche.
Yes, exactly. And believe it or not, there's a lot that can be done with a limited budget. It's like you said, it's just putting your personality into the space and, working with brands just like Indigo Living who will help you, source all those beautiful items and furniture and accessories to make it a home.
Well, I love how you say accessories. I know we're going to talk about tips a little bit later, but accessories are really important to you as well because I follow your Instagram and with a little touch of pillows and accessories, you can really transform and update your home.
Exactly. It's sometimes memorabilia. It's something that you picked up on travel. It could be a beautiful painting that just shows your personality in your home. And that's exactly what I speak about in the book itself, Homes.
Well, we're going to talk about the book because I feel like this is just so much excitement in this book and what you've worked on. Let's talk about your social media presence because you have a great following and you really connect with your followers. And I think people really do have a passion for interior design.
They do.
Because they want to invest in their home.
They do. And they're looking for someone to guide them. So they're looking for tips and tricks and DIYs. And that's what I offer them, including sometimes like even consulting on a floor plan, like where to put what to add to a sofa to make it more beautiful and livable. And that's why they keep following. I think Instagram is a perfect opportunity for anyone, any small business who want to reach their niche or their target audience by using it correctly.
Nasreen, let's talk about the power of social media. First of all, the name. It's not your name. I think a lot of people think that is your name. It's not. It means letter N in Arabic.
That's correct.
Interior design. So what were the steps of you setting up the social media account? Because it's now a portfolio for all interior designers and it's so important how you communicate your page, really. It's not this traditional kind of portfolio book that you would have had 10 years ago.
No. And I'll have to say, when I started my account, the pictures were not perfect. Although I was always in the design field and art directing, creative directing, but I think when Instagram started, it was slightly different.
I will say the cameras are better, so it's not your fault. Even when I scroll down, I'm like, oh, like phones are a lot better.
But even the captions were different, and I think I learned along the way. I did some research, and I learned along the way like what's working and what's not. So people do want to see authentic, real content, nothing that's copy or pasted. They do want to learn something when they're following you. They don't want to just see pretty pictures. They want to learn something from each post. So that's a way to engage with their followers. And always include a call to action at the end of the post. Like, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to comment, to tag someone, to, I don't know, if you've asked them a question, you want them to answer it, for example. And then always adding a tip and being realistic, really. I mean, yes, in the beginning, Instagram was picture perfect, but we all know that life is not perfect and we always have our mistakes, and it's good to show authentic, real experience on the account. So sometimes I'll talk about a design mistake that I did, or I'll point out, if I'm at a hotel, like details that are in the room that make it work so beautifully. If it could be like details in the lighting or in the joinery. And that's, I think, what keeps people coming back, because they know that they are getting something new from you.
And the idea that they're learning from you, I think that was really important. When I watch you on your stories, I feel like I've learned a quick tip.
Yeah.
I will say the hardest thing for, I want to say a normal person or a customer like me, I love interior design and I appreciate it so much, but I don't have the understanding of proportions. So it is something that I would come to you and be like, here's a floor plan. How do I put all my favorite pieces in that space? So I think that is a real skill set when it comes to interior design. And of course, lighting is incredible, right? Like if you get the right lighting, it can change the way your
Absolutely, and that's why we have lighting designers now. So this was not something that people would often look for or ask for, but lighting can change a mood immensely, and that's why there are lighting designers who actually, it's not about putting 100 spotlights in a room or a big chandelier. No, there are some hidden lighting. Sometimes corridors, when they're overlit, and it doesn't need to be, because it's just a transition space. So it could be more moody and that would mean less dewebbles as well. If it's properly studied and planned out.
And what do you look for when you are creating a space? Because you use the word budget friendly, and I feel like a lot of people tend to have a lot more rentals here. What are some quick tips that you would tell people just to update their home, or what do they need?
Well, first thing is they need to know how they are using the space, because that will decide for them, like the floor plan and the furniture layout. Do they use that living room as a TV room as well, or is it just a place where they have guests and they have another TV room? So that's one of the first important things I look for. The second thing is what colors they are drawn to, what sort of personality they have. So it's injecting again that personality into the space.
And then be afraid of color, right? I'm afraid of color, because you've seen my place. It's all kind of white and with little accents. And so I just started slowly adding color, but it makes me happy. Once it's there, I come home and like...
And it's so easy to update. So because you have a neutral space, a good, canvas, you can easily update with the cushions, with some vases, some accessories, and from season to season, take those out, bring those in, and then maybe have in mind that, okay, together they could work as well. So that's an easy way to update. Wall paint color, of course, the cheapest, the easiest, and the quickest to do to transform a space. And definitely adding greenery or flowers, be it fresh or even faux. It could give that bit of color, like you said, into a space.
Color and warmth. And I think it's so nice to have a little bit of
life,
and also with faux flowers, I will say the quality is pretty exceptional now. You can't even tell between a faux orchid and less maintenance if you don't have a green top.
True.
Now, we are celebrating, and I love saying the word celebrating, because I think in the year of 2020, to say the word celebrate means so much and is so impactful. You have a new coffee table book out.
Yes.
It's called Homes. We make them, they make us.
Exactly.
Congratulations on this. Walk us through the process of starting a book. When did you get that idea, and how do you have time to do a book?
Okay, so this is actually a continuation to a smaller book that I did as a graduation project.
No way.
And that one was all about objects that we have and how we subject ourselves onto them. And the book was called Object Subject.
Wow.
And so this is a continuation, but instead of objects, now we are talking about homes. And I think the one thing we discovered in 2020 or rediscovered is our homes.
Oh, 100%.
We spent so much time in them. We reshuffled the spaces so they serve us better. So we were now looking at home offices, we were looking at spaces where we can even work out, spaces where the kids could sit and study and do their homeschooling from there. And so doing all of this just made me think, okay, this was the perfect time to launch my book. So actually I had started on the idea 2 years back, and we didn't know it was coming. We were supposed to start shooting in February, be done in March, have the book published and out in August, and when people are back from their travels in September, it's out there in the bookstores. But little did we know that we would actually be spending more times at home. We had to shoot during lockdown, whenever they opened up, and I actually had planned to have 25 homes, but due to people being stuck outside the country and people being concerned, with all the restrictions and regulations, so we had to cut it down to 15.
I will say I've seen the book. I have my own copy. 15 homes, which are so beautiful, so diverse, and so different, which I love, because every home was. One was colorful, one was more minimal, so child-friendly homes as well. There was so much inspiration.
Exactly.
How did you choose some of these incredible women and families?
So that's what I wanted to show, that no matter what, if you are renting, or you have bought your house, you own it, or if you are on a strict budget, or you have lots of budget, if you are a single person or you are a family, you can still create that sense or bring that sense of home and into your space. And so the book, like I said, has 15 families, different sizes, different stages in life. Some, their kids are already out, they're like empty nesters, like they say. Some are single, and they're different styles. And that's what I wanted to show, that no matter what your style is, you can still inject that feeling of home into your space.
So I'm so excited about this book. First of all, it's 2020, and the word celebrate is
big.
Yeah. For everything that has gone on this year, I am so excited. The best news is that we're ending out the year with this incredible coffee table book.
Homes.
I have a copy of it, and so many things that I kind of looked at and that stood out to me is, one, it's 15 different homes. Everyone has such distinct styles. Some of them are friends of mine, and I was so excited to see, pockets of their homes that, as a guest, I wouldn't have seen. Things like the bathrooms, artwork that I didn't notice because it just blended in. But when you focused on it, I was like, it pops out in the wall. And just the way they've used books and little vintage items to really personalize their space.
Absolutely.
How did you select, in a city that has some of the most beautiful homes in the world, how did you select the top 15 families here that have the most creative homes?
So originally, like I said, it was going to be 25 families, but due to restrictions and people being stuck out of the country, we had to limit it to the 15. But I made sure that those 15 are very different from each other. So it's different interior styles, different sizes of families. Some are single, some are renting, some have already bought their homes and they've done major refurbishment within. And the whole, the idea is, no matter what stage of life you're in or what budget you're in, you can make your home feel a lot like you. And that's why the title is We Make Them and They Make Us. So they are a reflection of ourselves, just put out there. And I think the one thread, or the two threads that ran across all of the homes is, like you said, investing in a beautiful art. And nowadays we have a lot of options in the market. There are lots of emerging artists that you can collect their artwork, and it doesn't have to be artwork. So like one of the houses had a lot of posters that they collected from travels. So instead of collecting those little magnets and little cups, why not invest in a beautiful piece of art that will just always remind you of, and you know, give you those memories from that travel. The other thing is vintage furniture, and
I love that.
The beauty of vintage furniture is that you could always pass it on to the next generation, or you could start to make it vintage. Like again, one of the homeowners had a piano that she used to play when she was 12.
No way.
She had it brought in from Turkey to Dubai, and unfortunately after we shut her house, she went back to Turkey. So the piano traveled with her, and she's had it for over 35 years.
But I love that, because I think your home is essentially storytelling. It's telling not only your personal taste, but your lifestyle, and then different journeys and travels that you've been on. And I love that you actually mentioned posters, because I feel like when we do travel, we might buy these posters and then we don't know what to do with them, but there's such incredible places here for framing, and you can just really personalize your space
exactly as well. And it's so easy to just wrap it, and even if you leave, just wrap it and take it will never break.
And some of the other rooms, I think people always neglect things like the laundry room or the bathroom, but there's so many things you can do as well in a laundry room, making it super organized.
Exactly.
And you know, not cluttered at all.
How happy would that make you every time, you know, make you feel every time you enter that bathroom?
So bathrooms, laundry room, spaces that we forget, make sure you kind of highlight it and add your personal touch in there as well. I am so excited that I have my hands on this copy, and I hope you will get your hands on this copy too. You can buy this at Indigo Living UAE at both of their locations. And we have a book signing coming up as well. And of course, you can order it on her social media site as well. We're so proud of you.
Thank you so
for
much,
being
Rosemin.
a part of our last month of 2020. I wish you so much success in 2021. And of course, we're going to have you back on here as well. We look forward to having you, and thank you for following us on all our social media feeds, whether it's YouTube or Instagram. Make sure you tag us and let us know who you'd like to see next, and of course, how you're updating your home with some of your favorite pieces from Indigo Living. Have a great weekend, everyone.